Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome wherever you're tuning in from. JP's in Arizona, and I'm out here in Colorado. If you are new here, because we had a couple of people come into the community recently, hi, my name is Nina Brennan, and this is my co-founder, Jonathan Polanski, and we're the founders of Scaling Lean. We're excited today to bring you a really cool topic about not starting your business from zero every single month. We've all been in the grind of landing high-ticket clients and having to go every single month when the first of the month hits, I have to do the exact same thing again. But what we're here to share is exactly what we found to build MRR and ARR into our business and how you can do the same. So with that being said, JP, I have some bullet points I want to hit, but I'll let you introduce yourself and we can dive right in.
Absolutely. This should be a great topic for some of you that are in the high ticket space that have not really been focusing on recurring revenue, right? Nina and I have a couple different products and services that we've been working on over the years to really help us stack MRR over the month, whether those are low ticket and or consulting services over the course of months inside the agency or consulting side. So we just wanted to share a couple things that have been recently developing in our ecosystem along the way, and right, what we believe in the market to be a trend that is really growing every single month that we keep moving forward based on the trust factor that we've seen over the years and a lot of the misconceptions and false beliefs that we've seen in the industry, right? So let's hop in, Nina. Love this topic and look forward to it today.
Absolutely. So three topics that we want to cover today inside of this entire video is number one, the content flywheel. And we'll break that down for you. There's 4 steps to the flywheel that's really going to help you get your content out, make more sales, and then obviously have more marketing material. Number 2 is the 4 ways to monetize, and we'll get into depth about that. And number 3 is the trust building engine that JP and I have leaned on, not only for us, but for our clients' businesses as well, to really drive home who we are, what we do, and why they should buy from us, or if you are building what we're going to be talking about. So I know that there is a feature here on Zoom, JP, where we can draw. Are you able to do that on your end? I think a flywheel is easier when it's visualized.
I think so.
It's the whiteboard feature.
Is that working right now?
I can see it on my end, so it's perfect.
All right.
Awesome. So let's start with the first piece of the flywheel, which is posting content on social media. It doesn't matter what channel you're on, but it could be LinkedIn, it could be YouTube, it could be Instagram, it could be Facebook. And we'll talk about a little bit of what our favorite platforms are and why they are our favorite. So go ahead, JP, and write content as pillar number 1 of the content flywheel and bring that to the center of the screen just so we can see it. Awesome. So with content, JP, what are some of the best practices that we've had over the last 3 to 4 years that helped us get our brand out there and build our personal brands?
Yeah, so one of the things that we're passionate about here at Scaling Lean is making one piece of content every single day, right? Whether that's written, video, stories, carousels, whatever that one piece is, that's one thing that we really optimize for.
Absolutely. So content, it doesn't really matter what social media platform you're on, for the exception of YouTube. YouTube, you could do 1 quality video a week, 2 quality videos a week. But realistically, the more content you produce, the more eyes you're going to get on your content. So that's going to be pillar number 2 of the content flywheel is posting once a day. The more content you produce, the bigger the audience you're going to get. So if you want to write that.
Like this? I'm trying to visualize what you're trying to get me to visualize.
Just write bigger audience is number 2. Awesome. So when you have a bigger audience, you're going to have more people to tap into. So it doesn't matter if you're building on LinkedIn. If you have a bigger LinkedIn following, there's more people that you can start conversations with in the DMs. The bigger the audience you have on Facebook, like what we're doing here inside of our Facebook group, the more people are going to be interacting with your posts. They're going to be coming to your live videos and truly just getting more eyes on your content. So do you have anything to add here, JP?
Not really at this point.
Awesome. So pillar number 3 is more sales. So the more content you create, the bigger the audience you're going to generate, the bigger the audience you're going to generate, the more sales you're going to make as long as the messaging is correct. And the 4th pillar is more social proof. And the reason that this is called a flywheel, we're not really creating a circle here, but if you could put them in a circular form, like a feedback loop, JP, that would be great. Perfect. So as you see, if you do connect one, the more content you create, the bigger the audience. That's going to be a more social proof at the bottom, the last one. The bigger the audience you create, this is going to be more potential customers. That means you're going to have more sales. The more sales you generate, the more you're going to be able to generate social proof for your clients because the more results you're going to get, you're going to be able to take that kind of social proof and push it into your content. And it's just going to be better content than when you're first starting out. And the more results you get, the better the content's going to be, the more experience you're going to be, which is going to, of course, generate the bigger audience. More social proof is going to build more trust, which means more sales, more social proof. So you see how it's kind of going in a circle and creating that flywheel?
Yep.
Awesome. Do you have anything to add to this, JP?
Not really at this point, no.
Awesome. So let's go into topic number 2. So this is the 4 ways to monetize. And JP is hand in hand of exactly what we've been doing over the time. But it's really software, services, products, and information. So let's talk a little bit about why we mix the different products, services, software, and information products as well in order to generate monthly recurring revenue.
We still need this whiteboard or?
Now you can take it away.
All right. So go ahead with that question one more time.
So the 4 ways to monetize is services, software, product, and information. So let's talk a little bit about services and why it's a great starting point, but not a great scaling point.
Services as far as the coaching product.
Or done for you.
So always prefer launching with a service or product over a product because we can ultimately put an idea together really quickly on a piece of paper, napkin, anything like that, and then ultimately go into the market with our idea, capture feedback, and then launch and then see how to iterate it from there and grow from there.
Absolutely. And services are great to start off with because not only are you learning a skill, you're also going to need what clients need in order to be successful. So we've done for you services for years, but we've limited them at this point because it is a time exchange for money. And if it's not you exchanging your time, it's high price in order to exchange time for somebody else to do the product or service. So what we've seen, it's not the scalable product, but it's great to get you to your first $50,000 or $70,000 month or recurring months to get that fast feedback of what clients need, how you can best serve them, what kind of things you can cut out of the offer and get the best results. So services help you create a minimal viable product and offer that you can then package into a coaching program where you could deliver on the other things that we're about to talk about. So let's talk a little bit about software, of how we've done that over time and how our clients have also done that over time.
So on our journey, we ultimately figured out that we needed some type of software for follow-up, right? For our funnels, our email marketing, our text marketing. And along our journey, we found a software company, Go High Level, and we basically created our own white label version of that, right? So now we have the opportunity to utilize that with our clients, and that allows us to build MRR with it, right? Because those folks are paying a annual membership or a monthly membership, and we're able to support them more effectively because we can just help them with their system quicker and easier. Instead of having to log in and deal with passwords and all this type of stuff, we can develop and iterate our product and their products a lot faster.
Absolutely. And something that a lot of people get wrong here is they don't find a synergy between their content and their product or their software, excuse me, that they're trying to sell. So they have a hard time stacking the MRR because in their content they're saying one thing, but then they're trying to sell a monthly recurring package into a software that doesn't really make sense. So a couple of examples here that do make sense is for us, we are a marketing company. We help people develop CRM systems and follow-up systems. Therefore, we do have a white label version of Go High Level. One of JP's good friends and people we're going to be staying with next week, they have a company that focuses on habits. So they built an ideal habit app, which is their own app that they sell for, I think it's $10 a month just for the app, on top of subscriptions of the book that they sell. Another one is like, for example, gym, someone who's like a fitness trainer, they could develop an app around fitness training. And all of these things are very energetically aligned, and there's synergy between the content that's created by the creator and also the product at hand in terms of a software. I just want to point that out there because a lot of times I see that discrepancy between the two.
Absolutely. I love where we're headed here. And ultimately, what this is allowing us to do now is build this floor of MRR inside of our business, right? So we're not starting at complete zero like we used to every single month when we had our high ticket coaching offer only, right? We did have payment plans and stuff like that inside of the old offer that we had, but it really didn't offer a lot of ongoing revenue for the quarter, 6 month, and a year. So what we found with software in particular is it has a high stick rate. So once someone purchases into our software, they get their domain in there, they get their email in there, they start building their funnels. So their likelihood of them leaving that product is really slim to none because they're happy with it, right? They've developed their systems, they put work into it, writing their emails. So that's what we really are passionate about here with the software side. And it's a really good additive to what we've been doing over the years as we've been developing. On the other end of that, we're now incorporating low ticket communities into this function as well, right? So we can give people a micro dose of what we do and how we do it, as Nina and I do on these live events every week, but at a deeper level, right? To basically build that trust, and trust that everyone is desiring inside of that, right?
Yeah, so let's just recap what we have already. So we have services, which is time for money. So it's great to get off the ground and it's great to bring you to a base level, but it's not great to scale because it's going to either be time for money or you managing the team for money. Then we have software, and you have to make sure that there's synergy between you and the product and service at hand. And then we have physical products, which I see a lot of people build brands online and then they create physical products that are aligned with their brand. For example, fitness trainers, what's it called? Collagen is like the new thing. It used to be protein, but now it's collagen. It's any type of protein. Or a calisthenics person that I follow online. They're selling calisthenic products that could help you to your first handstand, any kind of e-commerce brand online. We don't really tap into it. I don't personally like physical products because it really gets you tied to the operational side. But number four, you already started tapping into. So we have services, we have software, we have product, and now we have information, which is really the style inside of the community of what we're selling. Is we're not just selling a community, but we're selling a course, a community, and support inside of this information product that we put together. And this has been what we've seen as the most scalable product in the online space. Not only is it, you can sell either low ticket, high ticket, or mid ticket, but it's not as time consuming as the services that one would put out. What can we speak on about there, JP?
Yeah, so I think where you're heading with this, with the info side, is it's something that you can ultimately just have open all the time, right? Someone can just purchase it. And again, with the low ticket community side of things, you can have that course complementing the community, right? So now it's also a service and an info product. I think that's where we're headed here. So that's what.
No, so this is perfect. So if you could build a following online, for a perfect example, one of our clients, Maureen, she started as a personal branding coach and she shifted over recently to rejection therapy because the first stage in order to get yourself on social media is to get yourself rejected and being okay with being rejected. So she actually launched her own information product and now app, but it's also a coaching program around getting rejected and building your personal brand by not caring about what other people are thinking. So it's really being comfortable in the self. It's mindset shift, is inclusion of the app, but it's also coaching in order to get people to get there. And the way that she's been able to do that is through the three pillars that we're going to talk about in the trust building engine, but it's really through course, it's through coaching, and it's through community support. And the reason that is because people are craving, as you're mentioning with community, people are craving not only to get results, but to be on a journey with other people doing the same thing that they are. So for example, we've joined multiple communities in the past, JP, and every single person was on their mission to build the businesses that we're building. And it just creates such a culture of when you're not feeling up to par that day, you're not feeling like you're motivated to hit your goals. Think about fitness or being on a team, right? If you were ever an athlete, it's easier to show up when you're not just trying to show up by yourself. It's easier to be held accountable by other teammates who are playing the game alongside with you. It's very similar to what a community does. And that's why information products are great, because once they're built, all you have to do is drive traffic to them and support the members that are inside of there.
Absolutely love that. And what brings me back to minding is when we had that live event here last September, right? People were just craving that connection. And one of the things that I've seen locally here at the AZE event, I'm actually going tonight to a local event, is we see a lot of times that people, they're almost intimidated to go out and reach out in new communities, whether that is virtual and or live events, right? So we find that getting folks into that community setting where they see that there's an active tribe of people taking action and doing something that they want to be doing, it almost breaks down the barrier and enables them to get into motion a lot faster, right? And I personally believe in the new world that we live in, community is going to become even stronger because people are craving authenticity. With all the AI stuff that's out right now, that's great. It's great to put out information, but oftentimes what it lacks, in my opinion, is actual depth of people actually communicating through their purpose and passion. They're just blasting information out based on a script. So when people do find those intimate connections of purpose-driven entrepreneurs that are really not there just to sell and promote themselves, it really fosters a strong community. And then people come back to that more and more, and then they start to engage. And I think one of the best things we've done in the last year, Nina, is really starting that paid school community for not only our high ticket clients, but also our lower ticket clients, and bridging that gap, making the mesh in between, because it's fostered that really tight, intimate group of people that are celebrating wins, whether that's your first sale or your first $30,000 month.
So this goes hand in hand with what we're about to talk about next, JP. And I love that you just covered the paid community side, but that's really what the trust building engine is inside of our business and the businesses that we've worked with. So I know that we just mentioned our paid community. We've had paid communities stemming back since 2021, whether it was high ticket or low ticket. So you get into our community, you're with the other clients that are also winning inside of the community. People are dropping wins, there's high energy, and it's great, but people paid to be inside of that community. But a lot of times we don't talk about the free community, like the one that we're in right now, that we've fostered since 2021, that gets people moving. And the shift from the 2020 to 2025 era, and now the 2025 era and beyond, of how free communities are actually handled and the kind of engagement that needs to be implemented in order to get people there. So let's talk a little bit about the trust building engine inside of the free community rather than just the paid.
Absolutely. So we will be transitioning in a little bit here to a different style of community for free. So keep your eye out for that. There'll be some exciting news in the coming weeks. But ultimately, the name of the game, with no matter what you're doing online, that I've learned the hard way, and we've been studying for literally years with our clients inside of our business, is we need to get people to consume and understand what we do and how we do it, right? Our personal philosophies, our plans behind what we're doing, and also like just who we are as human beings, right? So what we find is inside of those communities, it allows us to ultimately corral folks in and really not only communicate with them through email, but foster a stronger type of community that allows us to capture feedback better and get them to consume our plan philosophy and get a better understanding, whether like, yes, we love you, or no, this isn't a good fit for us, right? We can also use things like YouTube and Instagram short form videos and Facebook written posts, whatever vibes with your tribe, if you will, to really help bring folks into that understanding level, right? So that is really the big thing that we love about communities. And we've been in the path with big names like Chris Stapleton and Landon Stewart. And when we first started getting in this of going to live events and really embracing that community aspect, looking back, those were really when we started finding those traction, right? It's like everyone was crowding there. We started meeting people that are in our same vibe and motion, and then started really crushing it, right? So
I just want to bring a fact up though, is I started my first business in 2020, and you guys might not know this about me, but it was actually in the mindset field. I was doing Reiki healing and yoga and all of that fun stuff and teaching it online. And I hit my stride before I even started my copywriting business and the first business and then partnering with JP. But community has always been the foundation. My first community built up to 900 people in 4 months, and podcast, we're doing a weekly podcast just like we do the weekly live. I was DMing everybody that came into the community. I was inviting the friends and the family and the people that were already in my ear. And it actually helped me land my first 5 clients online at a high ticket price point. And I think that's the little bit of, people are scared to start community because they don't have the content. But when you start creating a content, you want a hub to foster the people that are actually following you. And having a community that's free, just to be yourself and share your message, it really just builds that trust in that tribe that you're really looking for to build through community. And when you have a tribe, any offer that you put out, people will buy. And I think that's the most important thing. Community has been a staple in my business and now our business since the very get-go. And I want to just put that out there is community is the foundation for scale. No matter what we do, we could talk about the content flywheel that we talked about before, the content to, I forget the exact 4 steps, it was in my head before, the content to the bigger audience, the more sales and the more social proof and all between. But the nurturing aspect in between all of the content and the audience and the sales and the social proof is being shared inside of this community hub that you build. And that's going to give you the social proof that you need, the trust that you need, and the sales that you want. So just putting that out there.
absolutely. So pretty much today, what we covered was really some different ways to stack monthly recurring revenue, whether that's through software, info products, or even a community-based asset, right? And then really what we also spoke about is just helping people really find their tribe, right? I feel like there's a huge demand in the market right now for authentic communication and finding people that are in your same vibe that want to do what you're doing and so they can succeed, right? So that's really the big takeaways that I had, Nina. And we definitely will be releasing some more information in the coming weeks on some updates that we'll be making to our free community assets and stuff like that to help foster that communication and just build strong community and scaling lean.
Absolutely. So I don't think we'll be live next week because we're going to be at a conference. But if anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, just let us know. You could drop them here. If you want to get on the wait list for what's coming, it's a free community. There's going to be a free course inside of there. It's going to help you sell on social media. Doesn't matter the platform, doesn't matter the high ticket or low ticket. But we're going to release our course, and it's going to be where we go live once a week. Very similar to here, but it's going to be more so question and answer. So if you are interested in joining, there's going to be a little bit more tee up over the coming weeks, but get your name on the wait list because we're looking to get to our first 100, and we already have a lot of names on the list.
Awesome. Absolutely love that. And we'll be sending out some invites likely as well. One question we do have from Michael Pipkin, and he was just curious to learn about, he's heard the term, I've heard the term carousel, but kindly refresh my memory as to exactly what that is in terms of social media. So Michael, that's like when you're on Instagram and you see those slide style posts, right? That ultimately tell a story or showcase a result. It's like a mini webinar, think about it, or a little slide presentation. So we could probably drop an example here. I have one on my Insta. I'll drop in the comments below this when we hop off, but it's just a little slideshow of what you're doing.
Awesome. Well, if that's the only question, maybe we'll pop in live next week. Maybe we'll just do like a quick one that we did last time we were in San Diego or Las Vegas. But we're going to be traveling. We're going to a conference called Secret Knock. It's really awesome. We're going to be around some amazing people. So if you guys have any questions in the coming weeks, let us know. And we'll see you soon when we go live again on Thursdays at 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time.